Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Manny here and welcome to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how players like Jaden Sancho, Edward Camavinga and Rafael Varane will change the complexion of Manchester United. Let's talk about Jaden Sancho. Now, we know Jaden Sancho is going to bring that extra spark on the right hand side. I mean, he is the first right winger that we've had since Antonio Valencia, who actually then became a fullback. Now, what does that mean for our starting 11? Well, we're going to start off with De Gea in goal with Aaron Wan-Bissaka as our right back. Our two centre backs are going to be Varane and Maguire, with our left back being Shaw. Then two central midfielders, mainly because one of them is going to be a CDM playing a little bit deeper and the other one's just going to be Paul Pogba. So that CDM is obviously going to be Camavinga if we do get him. Personally, I would rather just get a Rice. Our cam would be Bruno Fernandes, no doubt about that. Our left winger will be Rashford. Our striker will be Greenwood. Hopefully this season, this is going to be his breakout season as a striker, because he has been playing as right forward / right winger and his natural position is a striker. So that's really exciting. And right wing is going to be Jaden Sancho. So you can already see some differences there. Now, Rashford is allowed to play in his actual position rather than switching between striker and left wing. He's just stuck on the left flank now. Greenwood is allowed to thrive in his natural position and actually do well going forward. And we finally got an out-and-out right winger. So, formation-wise and team-wise, this is the best team that United could ever field. And if you're going to compare this to any of the Premier League's starting 11, this would probably be top 2, definitely.
Thank you.
Arguably, maybe even better than City. We don't know yet, but we're going to have to see. Just in case if these guys get Kane or Grealish, I mean, our starting 11 won't be better than them. But at the moment, it is. At the moment. Now, what could these signings mean for a guy like Anthony Martial? Well, to be fair, we haven't spoken about him, and that's because he doesn't get into our starting 11 if you're going man for man. But he has got a point to prove. With Rashford getting injured or going for his surgery at the end of the Euros, he might be out for the next 2 to 3 months during the start of the campaign. So that actually gives Anthony Martial a chance in his preferred position as a left winger. Now, if he can actually do that, then maybe he might even be switched in between Cavani, Greenwood and himself as an out-and-out striker, just in case he wants to put Dan James there as well. But you know what the maddest thing is about Anthony Martial? I believe he will deliver, even after his worst season yet. And here is why. In 2020/2021, he only had 7 goals and 9 assists within 36 games. So that's really, really poor. But the problem lies deeper than that. It really does. It is mainly due to his lack of confidence and also the fact that he got a red card for the first time, the fact that he got injured. It just didn't help. And also we didn't have a holiday period. We didn't have that, but now we do. So really, that could help Anthony Martial a lot. Another reason why I do think that Martial will thrive is because we've got a guy called Jaden Sancho coming in who brings goals to the team. He really does. If you look at his record over the last 3 seasons, it has been phenomenal. Yeah, and bringing Edward Camavinga or a CDM into the mix, I'm saying or a CDM just in case this doesn't come in, it allows players like Pogba to drive forward and actually ooze creativity. Now, I touched on Sancho's creativity, but do you know how deep his creative numbers have been over the last season? Now, Sancho started, bear this in mind, Sancho started really, really poorly at the beginning of last campaign. He really did. But by the end of the campaign, my guy had 2.2 key passes per 90. Per 90! So actually, he probably had around about 3+ key passes per 90 after he started getting into it. The only player to do that in Manchester United squad is Bruno Fernandes with 2.5. And we know how amazing he's been over the last 18 months. He's just been incredible. But one stat that Sancho is in the best 1% of all creative players is that he has 11 dribbles into the penalty area. Into the penalty area per 90. What does that mean? That means a player like Sancho, 2.2 key passes and 11 dribbles into the penalty area. That just means that he is going to create for the squad. Either he's going to score a goal for himself by getting into those places, or he's going to deliver one of those key passes. Now, if he can do that, players like Anthony Martial, players like Mason Greenwood will definitely thrive and be able to score goals. He definitely will. Damn! But let's go back to Anthony Martial and let's talk to you guys about him. Last season, everyone said was a bad season, yeah? In 22 Premier League appearances, my guy only had 6.5 predicted goals in XG. He scored 4. Poor. But that's underperforming. That means he's still getting into those goal scoring positions, right? Now, if you relay it back one more year, he scored 17 goals with only 11 expected goals. 17 from 11. So, he went from a season from overperforming XG to underperforming XG. So actually the creative numbers are the same, similar, because he actually played 14 more games in the season before in the Premier League as well. So if you actually did the maths, his creative XG or creative XA are exactly the same or very similar. So maybe it has gone down a little bit, but he's played a lot less games. So is that his fault that he's not been performing, or is it the team's? So if it is the team's, Jaden Sancho will quickly eradicate that by giving more opportunities to players like Anthony Martial. Now, I don't want to keep on talking about Camavinga and Varane because they're not guaranteed starters for this Manchester United squad. But what I do know is if we do get two players of similar caliber, it will free up players like Pogba, like Bruno Fernandes to actually go forward and be more creative. Now, this will entail give more opportunities to these players that aren't getting a touch of the ball. Now, we also have seen a lot of this. United is a counter-attacking team. But with players like Camavinga coming in and also Varane, we can go from a counter-attacking team to a possession-based team very, very quickly because we've already got the players. We've already got one of the best players in the Premier League. Technically, we've got Pogba, who is honestly one of the best passers I've ever seen. And then we've got Bruno Fernandes, who loves to take risks. Put them in the mix with carrying and holding possession, you are onto a winning formula. And then you've got Jaden Sancho making people look like silly mooses. Like, literally, there is one thing that is more important to Anthony Martial's progression this season. And that is the fact that he's actually getting a break. Last year, he didn't get one. He was racially abused. He was injured. There was a lot of things going wrong for him on and off the pitch. But this year, he can just focus on himself. He can come back strong. And I guarantee to you guys, he will do well this season. He will. Take my word, Anthony Martial will be back. Till next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.